Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Shane. Now, what we're talking about is interiors only. We're not going to go through all the features and everything. We're just going to look at these interiors and just think about, okay, which one's better, which one did it right. And the first one, obviously, is the Dodge Ram interior. And I think that I'm not going to go right away compared to all the other trucks yet, but I think that the Dodge Ram has, they kind of like kicked off the more luxury area of, trucks by using like higher quality materials, just more attention to detail in the interior, especially how much these trucks cost. Obviously, with that extra luxury comes that extra price. And once you go base and you go a cheaper truck, these interiors don't look all that great. They're okay, but again, you're paying for it. So again, it's like you get the higher interior, and you're like, oh my god, it's amazing, and then the price smacks you in the face. But besides the price, I think the Dodge Ram interior is very nice. They use very good quality, definitely good color combinations. Um, so overall, it's just a nice interior. There is a good amount of functionality here. Uh, my only the I think the nitpicks is I'm not a big fan of vertical screens. Some people are, some people aren't. I'm not a big fan of the vertical screen. I think it just takes up a lot of the like area as far as when you're using camera systems and stuff. And I think that's where it fails. Vertical screens fail at that as far as visuals. And when we use phones, we use them vertically, but when we watch stuff and we have to use things, it's usually we go horizontal. Excuse me. But saying that, I think they have a very nice interior. Now I think we're moving into the Ford department. Excuse me, we're moving to the Ford department. Now the Ford interior, the F-150 is, I think it's definitely a step up. My only complaints is like where the vents are, like right there in the middle and everything. It should be where you don't really touch it all that much, but they should go with a gloss black. Other than that, I think as far as functionality, I think the F-150 wins hands down. Not being biased, I'm just simply stating facts, is that it's a very functional interior, especially if you're on the job or workplace and you want a nice comfy truck. I love that they stuck with the shifter in it and not a knob like the Ram did. The screen is in a very good location. It's a very large screen and it's a very usable screen. So everything, I think, with their color combinations, their high quality materials, I think it's also one of the best. I'm going to say Ram's there. I'm going to say the F-150 is there. Um, it's like a proper interior in my opinion as far as trucks go. The steering wheel looks good, just like the Rams. Just very nice, especially with some of that blue in there. A lot of these, the truck colors, especially Dodge and Ford, are using a lot of the blue two-tone type colors, and I think that really works in these in the trucks. I really do. Um, I do like the two features that the F-150 has is the laptop type folding out, or the middle console that folds out. The shifter goes down. I think that was well thought of. And the seats that go back and recline completely, that's a big plus over there. I think Ford could step it up a notch in certain areas of their interior. And the bird is going crazy. Sorry about that bird. That's in the background. Jesus. I like to do my videos outside. But anyway, I think the F1 bird, you're just going ham, bro. Like, what are you from they're like in a dog fight. Anyway, I think the F-150's interior is. I thought the Rams. I thought I had more video on the Ram, but if you want, you can just go back. Um, Sorry about the bird, but the F-150 interior is. I think overall, in my opinion, of all the interior trucks, it's very just well organized. It's there's nothing really funky going on. Could they do certain things? I think they could, as far as like, especially it's my biggest debacle with the F-150 interior is where the vents are. They're too just plain and ordinary and black, like not black, but just plasticky. And I think throwing some gloss black at that, just the middle area, not the console, the bottom console, which they could, but throwing some gloss black in there, or some type of maybe different color combination as far as maybe like a carbon or something else needs to be thrown in there. But other than that, I think the interior is very nice. There's not too much going on. It's not over complex, and it's very functional. And you got to think about a lot of people that use these trucks for like the workplace and stuff like that, and that's what Ford thinks about a lot. So overall, I think the F-150 has a very, very nice interior, just right next to the Ram. I think we're moving on to Chevy now, and the Chevy also has the Silverado also. I'm not going to go into the GMC because the GMC has a very similar interior. But I think it has a nice interior, but to me it's more like it belongs in maybe like a mid-size SUV or something like that. The steering wheels and certain things about the Chevy Silverado just don't appeal to me. I'm not saying it doesn't have a nice interior. It's a huge step up from the last gen. The last gen was just miserable. So yeah, does it happen? Are you gonna be disappointed driving the truck down the road? No. The interior choices and colors and stuff, and the wood grain and whatever they got going on over there is nice. It's just that the screen's too small. That's my opinion. It's a little too small to be in a full size truck where you need and that's where it comes to. All these large screens in cars and stuff like that, but when it comes to the truck, I think the F-150 grabs the screen. They have a huge screen in there, and as far as backing up and seeing things and stuff like that, that's what you need in these trucks, in these high-end, high-priced luxury trucks. So you can have all the wood grain you want, or you can have all your color combination, carbons and colors and stitching and everything else. But besides that, it's the layout. You want just to have something that works for you. And I think that Chevy still needs to do more as far as that department, but it's still a very nice interior. I still cannot stand Chevy as far as their steering wheel. It still looks like it's back from like 2008. I'm still not a fan of that. But overall, to me it's not a bad interior. It's a definitely huge step up. They finally stepped it up in the interior department, and their color combinations and their stitching and stuff like that. I think they're finally starting to get there, but I just think that that shifter it's not very pleasant. But anyway, they still have some time. I think they still have a bit to go as far as picking a direction and really putting some thought in as far as a lot of these people that buy these trucks is that they're towing, they're working, they're utilizing it for their families and everything else. Okay, we're moving on to the Toyota Tundra. There's not much good to say here, in my opinion. Besides, in this video, I understand they have a really red, layout going on over here. But just looking at a lot of their layouts and their color schemes and stuff like that, especially that huge Toyota badge emblem. It's not even a badge, it's just this big protruding emblem. The steering wheel stitching and everything looks horrible. I'm just not a fan. I am definitely just not a fan, inside and outside of this truck. And I hate to bring out the outside, but it looks weird. I'm just not a fan. I know there's a bunch of Toyota fans, and people like different stuff. I understand that. You might love this interior over every other interior. This is just my opinion. It looks toyish in a Toyota. It looks very plasticky and hard, and just like I think if Toyota was coming out with a new FJ or something like that, this would be a proper interior in it. But for a luxury truck, this isn't there. It's just not. To me, it's just not. The screen just looks like they stuck in a tablet and surrounded it with plastic. The shifter looks horrible. The steering wheel is not that fantastic. The vents are just really overcoming the dash. I'm not really thrilled about a lot of what's going on over here. The layout's okay as far as where your phone is and stuff like that, but as far as interior colors and choices and everything looks very hard and plasticky, and it literally looks like that they put the toy in Toyota. I'm just not thrilled, and I know that their technology as far as camera system and stuff is just not going to be up to par as far as Ford's is, or Dodge, Rams, and Chevys. it's not going to have a lot of the features that special, that make those vehicles specials, and that's where, like, as far as Nissan and Toyota, they kind of just do basic stuff as far as their trucks, and then they kind of update it, but it's just not, it's just not there. Remember, obviously everybody has a panoramic roof. The one thing I do like is the sliding back window. Yeah, I will give it that. That every truck should have one of those. I believe the Sport Track back in like 2010 had it, and they're a mid-sized truck. And Ford, I really wish you would do that in your new trucks. But just the button layouts, stuff like that, it just looks, for a company that prides themselves on quality, this doesn't look like quality when you look inside that truck. Okay, now we're having a little short video on the Nissan Titan, the underdog here, I guess. And there's not many videos. There's a lot of people doing their own videos on the Nissan's interior and stuff like that. And I will say that the interior of the Nissan, if you can find videos on it, it's just not very good at all. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it.